Through the heavy rain, the medics and nurses set off from Horse Guards Parade for their official homecoming after their deployment to Sierra Leone fighting Ebola. 120 military personnel, NHS and government staff made their way through Westminster along Whitehall, stopping traffic and the crowds of the capital that paused to watch.
It was a challenge that we hadn't seen before. It was very different. It was at very, very short notice. We deployed within 24 hours last September to try and deal with it. And the biggest issue was trying to find out what was going on. But I'm really, really proud of the team we had.
Britain launched Operation Gritrock in October 2014, when the outbreak of Ebola reached crisis levels. The UK committed £427 million to its response efforts, funding training, burial teams, beds and protective equipment. At its peak, 800 personnel were assigned to the tasking, setting up response centres in the capital Freetown and in rural districts.
It's a lot different to what we're used to as medics. As medics, we're always in there first, fast, always doing that. But this, we have to step back a lot and think about what you're doing before you actually act. Whereas, the training was, good training, but again, you have to step back all the time. And that was the hard bit, always doing things slow time.
It was an amazing experience because they were so poorly, and it was nice that we would be able to touch them, because everyone else with Ebola victims didn't want to go near him, but we were there and we were caring. It was just like second nature, so yeah.
On arrival at the Houses of Parliament, an all-party parliamentary group was waiting to show their appreciation for their efforts.
So to the sailors, the servicemen, the Army, the Navy, our NGOs, our doctors and nurses, the many volunteers, a huge thank you for what you've done.
And it's an enduring commitment to make sure the disease is eradicated. We've gone from 600 cases a week last year, a disease for which there was no cure, which could have spread very rapidly, to just a handful, fewer than 10 new cases a week. So the battle is not yet won, but it is being won, and we will stay until the job is done.
The efforts of these personnel has certainly made a difference. Last month, Sierra Leone celebrated after discharging the last patient from its treatment centre. But Ebola hasn't gone away. Earlier this week, the first death occurred in the country in the last 6 months. And once again, hundreds of people are in quarantine.
3 cheers for all those who served in Sierra Leone and helped. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
27 military personnel remain in Sierra Leone, supporting efforts to tackle the virus. But thanks to those who deployed, it's hoped the country is now better equipped to tackle any cases that come forward in the future. Carla, Prater, Forces News in Westminster.